Genshin Impact is officially out right now. And if you don't even know what that is, it's a free-to-play RPG game in an anime world. And it's available right now on PC, PS4, and mobile, all for free. And this video is going to be a quick, fast-paced beginner guide to help explain some things that the game may not explain that well. So let's get into it. First thing you want to do is go down to Settings and then hit Language. This will let you change the voiceover language to Japanese, and that's how I like to play because most of the characters look like Japanese anime characters, so them speaking Japanese it flows really well, looks really good. And if that doesn't get you excited to play, the Paimon girl, the little elf girl that walks around you, is literally Kaguya from Love is War. And if that doesn't get you excited to play in Japanese, then this surely will. In the world of Genshin Impact, there's a ton of currencies, and it doesn't fully explain how they all work and how you get all of them. So I'm going to break that down. The first one we're going to go over is Masterless Stardust, and you get this from wishes. Every time you roll a wish, you get that from a duplicate item, I believe. It's just, a 3-star item, you get Masterless Stardust. So you'll get a lot of these the more you wish, which is the rolling aspect of the game. And then the way to get Masterless Star Glitter, which is obviously the next tier, is if you get a duplicate of, like a 4-star character or 4-star item, and I believe 5-star characters, 5-star items. That's how you get those. And you can take these to these shops and trade them out for items, rolls, which is fates, we're going to go over in a second, and Stardust Exchange, you can get items, all types of stuff. So that's where you spend those. Then, throughout the entire game, you're going to be getting these Primo Gems. Now, Primo Gems you get from literally doing anything. You open a chest, it'll give you a couple. You do a quest, it'll give you some. You just get them all the time. You get a ton of them. And so right now I have 864, and as you can see, you can buy Fates. Now, Fate tokens are what you use to roll. And rolling is, wishing, getting characters and items. That's how you roll the items. Now, Intertwined and Acquaint Fate are used in this menu right here. This is where you roll or wish. So what you do is you basically spend one token and you get, like a little loot box, and you get a possibility of getting these characters, these weapons, stuff like that. You can have details to see more in-depth, percentages and numbers if you're into that stuff, but for the most part, you spend the token, you roll your luck, and you hopefully get either, good loot, 4-star, 5-star characters, whatever the case is. You can also spend Primo Gems in this menu. Like I said earlier, 160, at least right now, equals 1 wish. So you can roll for 160 Primo Gems. And like I said, you get a ton of them throughout the game. They're handing out a bunch of free stuff right now in celebration of the game releasing. So make sure you take advantage of all this stuff and using your rolls and getting the most value out of it. So there's one more currency we haven't covered yet, and it's called Resin. It's right here. You can find it in the map. It replenishes over time, and I'm going to show you how to spend those in a little bit, but we're going to put those aside. But just keep in mind that there's another currency right up here in the map. In the world of Genshin Impact, there's so many items just laying around the map, flowers to pick, things to pick off the ground, mushrooms to get, rocks to break, literally anything. And as far as I'm concerned, you have 30,000 units in your inventory. There's no reason to not pick stuff up because you may need it for a quest, may need it to craft an item, upgrade a character, anything like that. So I would just pick up every single thing you see, break every single rock you see, just do everything. The food is used to heal you, increase your stamina, increase your defense, increase your attack, stuff like that. You can even craft specific potions through the alchemy table that increase your electro resistance or electro damage or other elements damage. And I'm going to make a whole separate video on the elements and the element guide and how to combo and stuff like that a little bit later. But this video is just for straight up the basics of the entire game. So there's a section in inventory called character development items, and these are used to level up your characters or take them to the next level called Ascension. So the main things we use are these 3, like notes, wonders, advice, stuff like that, and it just gives you straight XP to characters. And you just dump it into them and they level up. That's how they get stronger. Now, artifacts are a whole nother topic. I may make another video on this, but for the basics of them, it's basically little things you can attach to your character that give them buffs. Like this one gives my HP plus 167, defense plus 13, stuff like that. And they also have sets to them, which I can explain in another video. Now for weapons. So basically, characters can only wield certain weapons. So this character only uses a bow. This character only uses a catalyst, which is this book. This character only uses a spear, stuff like that. So keep that in mind when you're building your team on what spread of weapons you're going to want to use. I like to have a bow. You want to have one of each. Bows are nice. I like the spear, and the catalyst is pretty sick too. So this is how the leveling system works. You'll go into the weapons menu, click enhance, and you can basically pump old items, low level items, into your current weapon that you want to increase. The other way to do it is you could go in and you put in these gems. They're basically equivalent to the hero's experience that you'll see in the next clip, and you can level up weapons that way. So it almost works exactly the same with characters, except you can't put, characters into characters. You just put the experience I was talking about earlier, equivalent to the gems, into the characters, and that's how you level them up. And like I say, you can only get them up to 20 at the beginning, and then you have to ascend them, which is the next tier, to go higher. So it's possible to roll a duplicate character, and as you can't have more than one character at a time of the same person, it gives you this item to upgrade their constellation. Basically, constellations are small little buffs to their character, like this one, my enemies have less pyro resistance, and goes on for that. For each character they have a different constellation, basically a mini skill tree. So that's what happens when you roll duplicate characters. Throughout the game, you'll find these statues, and it'll say to worship them and give them these little icons at the bottom, offer them to them, and you may not have any idea how to get those. At least for me, I feel like they didn't even explain how to get them or where they are, so I'm going to give you a quick tip on how to find them, know exactly where they are, and get them faster. So you'll see on the minimap that there will be this little star icon, and if you see that, it means you're near one. It only pops up when you're next to one or when you're close to one, so it can be up, down. It doesn't describe it too important there, but just pay attention to your minimap and see if you see that star anywhere and go out and get them. So what they're used for is you worship to the statues, and if you offer enough, you'll level them up. Every time you level up, you get more stamina, which is that little bar next to your character. So it's very important to level them up, and the faster the better. So around the map, you'll see these little squares, these little circles. These are things that use this moon currency I was talking about earlier. Domains, or these Lee line things, or even these boss fights. Every time you complete it, to obtain the reward at the end of the activity, you have to spend these moons. And relatively every time the activity is done, the rewards are pretty good, hence why you only have so many of these moons, and they replenish over time, so it basically caps you from progressing so fast. You can replay domains for specific rewards that your character needs to upgrade, or a weapon needs to upgrade, or fight a boss and try and get, a rare 5-star flower or 4-star artifact, anything like that, or upgrade materials. So that's where the blue moons are used for. I would definitely recommend making sure you're getting the most out of your day, most out of your time, and using the moons when you can. Let them replenish while you're going to bed, and stuff like that. So I think that's all I'm going to say for this video. This is truly just the basics. If you've never seen this game, this is the first video you've seen of this game, just to really explain what this game's about and how it works. This game's awesome, super fun, aesthetically pleasing, and literally a weeb's dream come true. So go check it out. It's free on PC, PS4, mobile. Just look it up, download it. It's free, why not? Give it a try. I promise you'll love it. I'm going to make an elemental guide video later explaining all the elemental combos, what makes what immune, stuff like that, to break that down because it was a little confusing. But that's it for this video, so go check this game out. Thank you for watching, and subscribe.